I coached Drew Tennis from the College Heights Herald. So you had guys had a sort of a rough first quarter, but kind of after that, Mariah Haywood having her best game this season. How has it been just seeing her develop this season?
Like all the kids, like they're all getting better almost every day in practice, almost every game. Sometimes it looks quarter by quarter, but Mariah, really her poise on the floor has continued to improve. I thought she's just really confident with that's really why we started her early in the season at the point guard spot. Just didn't feel like Hope and Allie were ready for that pressure, and Mariah was confident with the ball, and she wasn't necessarily maybe our best player at that spot, but she was doing a good job of just being confident with the ball and giving them a chance to kind of grow into that. And you saw that tonight. She was really poised with the ball. Felt like her shot selection was good. Her decisions on whether to pass or move the ball were pretty strong. Probably the most exciting part was seeing her fly to the boards over and over and over. And there's times she's getting rebounds that nobody else can touch. And so the next step is she'll start putting those back in, and there won't be anything anybody can do about
that. Coach Jared with the Daily News. Kind of a multi-part question sticking with Mariah. A lot of times tonight she went toe-to-toe with Iggy Allen. I mean, did you see that motivating her at all? And it seems like those are two very similar players. Mariah, a few years younger on the floor, both similar build, both kind of that next level athletic ability. And now Mariah's kind of coming into her own. Do you kind of see her as a player that can develop into a player kind of like Allen is?
Well, I would hope so. I mean, Iggy Allen's she's a special player in this league. I told you guys, like, we've got some guards that can score in this league, and we've got some guards that can score at the rim, and we got some guards that can make threes. I don't know if we got very many that can make threes, get to the rim, hit the pull up, out rebound you. Like she can do it all, and those are the kind of players that that really change a game for you. And we were trying, and Mariah took that challenge to guard her, and she did a pretty good job. But she's a tough guard, because sometimes you can take one thing away from a player, and that really takes away their A game. But he just goes to another part, and she gets to the rim, or we didn't do a good job at the 3-point line on her. And I don't want to take anything away from her because she's, she made some good shots, but we stopped short on those closeouts and let her shoot those without much duress. And so, but credit to her, she made them. She didn't hesitate. And so, Mariah wanted the challenge and did a good job. I think we could have still done a better job than we did. But she's a tough player.
Coach Drew Tennis, just speaking on just Allen, because she had a career performance tonight as well. And I was just wondering, what do you think are some of the things that you can do to better guard her and stop her from going off?
Lock her in the hotel room. She's a tough one to guard. We had a game plan. We were trying to do something. We didn't execute it quite like we should have, or like we did in practice against our scout team. We kept trying to implore them to do that, but so we'll have to go back and look and see. I'm not sure I want to let her get off at the 3-point line a whole lot. So I think if I was going to pick my poison, I'd probably choose to try to take all these jump shots and those drives to the basket first. But she's a tough guard. We'll have to go back and watch the film and see what we can do better.
Coach, you've said throughout the season this year is going to be, and it has been, a little bit of a roller coaster game by game, quarter to quarter with the young group and an experienced group, and that's to be expected. That first quarter was probably about as fun as standing in line for the roller coaster in Disney World in the middle of July. What did it take to overcome that, and what was kind of the message at the end of that first quarter there?
Well, credit goes to Florida Atlantic, because they came out and they were swinging with both fists and playing tough and making shots and being physical, and we didn't match that intensity. I think it rocked us back on our heels, and that showed up in our turnovers and our missed free throws and missed shots. And I'm not sure, but it felt like our first 6 possessions were turnovers. I just felt like every time we came down the floor, it was a turnover. And so first we had to match their style of play. We had to play the way they were playing, that we weren't going to be playing any other way and win this ball game. And so we had to match that and then fix the turnovers and the shots. And so once we got to where we were playing a little bit more physical and playing a little bit more determined, then we started fighting back in the game. And, you can't fix it the other way. You got to, and so we talked about that in the huddles and timeout and halftime. And, you know, we watched it on film, we prepare, you try to, but sometimes you just don't know what it feels like until you get out there and you feel it. And I was really proud of how all the girls adjusted. You know, they kicked our butt in the first quarter. And then I think, you know, real proud of how we flipped the script around in the second quarter and matched it. So and it was just a ball game after that.
Coach Drew Tennis again with the College Heights Herald. So after seeing this first game, what would you say your overall expectations are for game 2 tomorrow?
First, rest, come back and get started better, you know, just make some free throws. I think we missed 16 free throws. You know, we're not going to make all 16 of those, but it's a lot. We're leaving a lot of points on the board that are just us missing layups. We're either hurried, rushed, and then missing free throws. And so we're leaving a lot of, I feel like, relatively easy baskets on the floor. And so we'll watch that film. We'll get back, make sure we do a better job on the boards and try to contain Iggy a little bit better. We got to be careful. We not let some of the other players like Rita. I'm not going to try to say her last name. Number one, she's a good shooter. She had a bad night. And, you know, a little bit of credit goes to some of our players did a good job getting out there on her, but she's probably not going to, I think she was 1 for 15. She's probably not going to do that again. And so we got to be careful that we don't overemphasize one player and then let some other players step up and have career nights. And then we're finding ourselves in a tough battle.
Anything else? All right,
Guys, thanks.
Hey, thank you, Coach. Thanks, Alanna.